Okay, here we go. Dear Mother and Father, it is so good to be able to reach you again. I was again busy with responsibility and failed to write to you as often as I would have liked. Then, when a sudden snow hit the area, we were forced to halt all outbound delivery and communication, as is the usual during the wintertime. So thus, I had no choice in the matter for some time. Our nearby mountain ranges are quite treacherous and unpassable until the spring thaw, which, of course, is happening even as I write here. That thaw has engorged the swell and tide of the river, which flows by our abbey. I have yet to determine just why it is called what it is, but I'm sure that will come with time. Some things are openly spoken of in the abbey. Others are more hushed and secret. Whether that is a systematic choice or a product of the singular culture I find here, who can say? Excuse me. I think it's much part of the... Alright, I can... Well, I'm sure they can understand it. Anyway. Alright. During the winter, we had several changes take place. Of course, we celebrated a winter festival on the grounds. There are few times during the year when all the monks truly can unwind and relax. In fact, I was not aware of this, but there is actually a special hat which all of the monks are required to wear each special feast day. It is a two-cornered triangular hat, if I remember my shapes and geometry lessons correctly, with an oblong, flattened look to it. Each hat is bright orange, dyed from the crushed remains of flowers we grow or find around the place, or so I am told. You can imagine what such an image of older and younger men, the most solemn 360 days out of the year, to be relaxed and loose for about 5 of that year. The air around the abbey is as during the tingling of a reverberating thunderstorm during those times, so palpably fun and exciting, as if to reach out and save a satchelful of it for later. All of the monks are always smiling, cheerful, almost floating above the ground. And the food. Oh, my darling parents, let me tell you about the food. I cannot begin to describe the desserts and the treats they made for the winter festival. At various points throughout the refectory, the place where we eat our meals together, an assortment of tables laden with goodies and special plates are set up. Custards of white cream and yellow, with crystallized sugar sprinkled about. And you know, sugar is truly a treat here at the Abbey. All sorts of fruits with bowls of spiced honey, apple tarts, cherries. The monks are well-rounded eaters, taking after the abbot. More on him in a moment. And so that is only the start of what was present. The abbot specially obtains meats and cuts from outside the abbey. So we had elk from the upper limits of the mountain ranges, venison without limit, roast duck, pig, and lamb cooked to perfection. I will say just a little more. my personal favorite, strawberries and cream, aside from Brother Hamish's sweetbread, I made sure to partake a generous helping of. You can imagine, Mother and Father, that I struggled to stay awake the rest of the evening after such meals, much less sleep each night. For days after, the Abbey is rocked by sundry complaints regarding the bowels, head pain, delirium, and inability to sit still. Anyway, enough on that. I must impart one important detail, and I regret to say it is a somber one. After a brief struggle with a winter disease, very similar to the one that possessed me the last time I wrote to you, our beloved abbot passed away. I respect the man greatly, for he chose to love me for who I was, not for who I was not. Yet I only knew him so well, as a servant might come to love his master over a minuscule amount of time of servitude. He left a vast hole in the heart of the Abbey. That brings me to the final point I desire to write to you. The Abbey brethren, myself of course, not participating in the selection, came together and chose your brother, Uncle Clam, to be the next abbot. He was all smiles the day he learned of it, as the discussions regarding his particular determination had been kept as a secret from him as much as possible. He himself was angling to push for another to be our leader. I believe this choice will have profound effect on the Abbey moving forward. The former abbot placed much emphasis on determined, dogged following of rule and regulation, his own actions notwithstanding. Yet I sense a youthful undercurrent driving the Abbey towards something beyond its roots. It will take some time before I further understand just how it will change, if it will at all. And of course, I do not even fully link arms of brotherhood with these men. We all know, the abbot knows, everybody at the Abbey knows, I disagree with their teaching and their way of life. Yet again, I find there is a wisdom to self-deprecation, self-deprivation, and the ability to be alone as a general strength. But perhaps the abbot will lead the Abbey on for the better. The faithful themselves can determine whether they deem his rule fit for followership. I digress. But I was sure to let you know of your brother's promotion to a higher standing amongst his peers. No matter your understanding of the situation, it is an unmitigable honor to be assigned such a duty. Hopefully, I will remember to write to you more often. But rest assured, I am safe here. I look forward to whatever the future has in store. I do keep busy. Be safe and blessed. Your loving son, William Fanegood.